Welcome back to Anti-Depressing. This is a show where we talk about everything from liturgy
to Lexapro, which I should have taken.
Show the bottle.
My alarm went off, I know, like 20 minutes ago to take it. But we are so
welcome
happy
to Anti-Depressing
to
Unhinged.
Welcome. I know where Chanel forgot to take her medication. How the heck are you, Jasmine?
How are we doing? I think everybody's doing great. I'm doing good. I have, been summertime busy prepping for the school year with the kids. My kids are on their VBS grind. We are on VBS number 2 of 3 for the summer.
Oh my
We're going 3 weeks in a row. It's really crazy.
Yeah.
But they are obsessed. So I think we overcommitted. I think they're going to learn after this one that 2 is maybe where we should reside as far as VBS for the summer. But they're having a great time so far. So we are just doing that and really nothing else because that consumes all of our day.
You're like, truly, we are doing nothing else. Got it.
That's about what we have. Yeah. How are you?
I am good. I have gotten whatever this illness is that seemingly a lot of people have gotten this summer.
Not the explosive diarrhea.
Not cyclospora. Chanel is again marked safe from cyclospora.
Okay.
Thank God. But it's some like kind of cold or something like that. So I've been really rocking this cold. Just kind of living and dying by Dayquil. But while I'm laying in bed, instead of responding to emails, which Chanel, would that have been a better idea? Probably.
Yeah, but what have you been doing?
I have been scrolling on Facebook Marketplace, which should be its own app. It should be its own app. Like
it exists. I know it transcends Facebook.
It draws people to Facebook, which I only go on to talk to my preschool teacher and my mom. But it needs to just be its own app because today, as soon as I felt better, I slept all day. The only thing I did was get up, drive 20 minutes to get a rug for some lady off Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
And did this lady I park and she just invited me in her home? Yeah. Did I walk around to her garage in the complete darkness? Yeah. But do I have a new 8x10 rug?
Okay, there it is.
Yes. So
okay,
the cautionary tale of this is I would lose my mind if anyone that I love told me that they did that. But I do have a new 8x10 rug that I got for a steal. So
sometimes you've got to risk it for Facebook Marketplace.
Sometimes you really got to risk it. And it just needs to be its own app because it's just like amazing. Already got a pickup settled for tomorrow or for Saturday.
What are you picking up?
I'm picking up a little bookshelf for this room I'm in, which for those that have been watching on YouTube, you've seen a lot of transitions behind me, a lot of from boxes. Now there's a futon there. This is my little office. I'm going to put a little bookcase there so I can actually put all this stuff on my desk away and all the books in my room. And so we're just really like moving and grooving. We're making, we're shaking.
That's so fun.
Yeah, we're excited. Life is good.
I love that for you.
Good.
Life is good, period. What?
I forgot the biggest thing.
Oh.
I feel pretty sick, but I'm hoping that I can push through / that Dayquil can push through Saturday because my mom and I are going to go to a concert. And it's so fun because it's a series of my mom and I going to concerts because we've gone to a jazz concert. Now we're going to see Toto, which for those listening, they are of Africa fame. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see Toto, the Romantics, who sing What I Like About You. You really? So it's just going to be an 80s concert.
Just rom-coms.
Yeah. So
love.
Yes. So mom and I are hopefully going to this concert if my body doesn't revolt against me. And then we're going to go to a James Taylor concert in September.
Stop.
So honestly, I'm just hoping that I'm not sick by then. But that was the biggest thing is that everybody just keep your fingers crossed that Dayquil pushes through.
That's so cute. I love Taylor Swift was named after James Taylor.
Was she really?
Yeah, really random fact for you.
Wow.
Whenever I hear James Taylor, I think of that Taylor Swift song that's like, never met one girl who had as many James Taylor records as you. And also all the James Taylor songs, but so good. I love that for you.
Look at that.
And you are probably the girl I know who has the most James Taylor records. So
I do.
Was that song?
I do love James Taylor. And
that song's kind of your song.
Yeah. I think that Taylor and I met in private, and she asked me how many James Taylor records I own and how much I love him. And then she was like, well, good, I'm going to write this song, but you can't tell anybody.
Don't worry.
I am under an NDA, and I'm breaking it right now. So
it's been a heavy on the NDA summer.
Heavy on the NDA. Speaking of NDA.
It's an NDA summer, for sure.
It's an NDA summer. There is a priest that was probably under an NDA, but decided to break it. To bless us with our anti-depressing Catholic news.
You guys.
So Jasmine, hit us with it.
How did I even send this? Did I send you a link to this? When did I feel I actually sent this to you. I think I need to actually get, here we go. It has been found. Thank you, Instagram. All right. So for those of you who don't know, LeBron James got traded to the 76ers, right? That's the name of their team?
Yes.
I'm asking you as if
I literally the other day I was like, yeah,
my number one
LeBron
sports fan.
He's playing for the 49ers. So yeah, you're better than me.
He's playing in the NFL. Honestly, he could. People would probably be like, sounds good. Like Tom Brady's played in like multiple different things. It's like, it's not crazy. So LeBron James previously has been playing for the Lakers, I believe, and he wants to finish out his career in Philadelphia, do this whole like I can win a championship anywhere thing. His son is actually in the NBA now, plays for the Lakers, and they like played together for a year. Very cutie stuff. So he is going to Philly, and people are turning up. The city of Philadelphia is very excited. And so people started posting, for context of the trend, people have been posting like photoshopped or AI generated photos of LeBron James in their shops. So like if you own a deli, LeBron James is in that deli. If you own a clothing store, LeBron James is there. If you're at a subway station, LeBron James, I don't even know, do they have a subway in Philadelphia? I feel like you're at a bus stop. LeBron James is there, okay?
He's been there.
LeBron is up in that city. And so everybody's been posting photos being like, I can't believe LeBron James's first stop in Philadelphia is my deli. Like crazy stuff. Well, one priest decided to take it among himself to jump on the trend. And this Father James posted a photo of himself on Instagram with LeBron James in front of the altar of his parish just north of Philadelphia. Since he said he knew his parishioners would get it, that it was a joke and that the photo was AI generated and fake. Okay? However, 4 million people viewed the image, and a lot of people did not know that it was AI. This is a cautionary tale for everyone out there. And they also did not really respect his sense of humor, or many didn't. Here's how Father defended himself. He said, started seeing everyone posting pictures of him like, oh, he's at our deli. He's having our cheesesteak. He said, I just jumped on the hype, okay? He said, why not capitalize on the LeBron James fever? He reasoned, to get people to come to Mass. And then on the little like marquee outside of their parish, he put, welcome LeBron, Mass for Feast of St. James tomorrow at 8 a.m. So it was all like a joke connected to the Feast of St. James. And people apparently did not get that it was a joke. People were very turned up about it. A handful of people were. And I want to know from you, Chanel, where do you land on this? The whole like joke of it all. How are you?
Land on this breaking news?
What is the energy?
Yeah. Where do I land on this breaking news? I feel that the Father, is it Father DeGrassa? I think
Father
so, yeah. DeGrassa, like I feel that he was just trying his best. And I get it. I get the horrors of AI, and I get that we should all be conscious. I totally get it. LeBron James's 4 fingers in the picture on his right hand kind of maybe threw me off a little bit. Like, I think on maybe his left hand. Like maybe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or the fact that like LeBron James was took a picture.
Also, I believe, he was confirmed somewhere else. Like, you could just Google, where was LeBron James this weekend?
Yeah, the season hasn't even started. Yeah. And I don't know anything about basketball, but I do know that.
Yeah.
2, I am excited for the City of Brotherly Love because that place is so intense. And I think, why not just throw LeBron James in the mix? I'm excited for his possible cameo on Abbott Elementary. But back to Father DeGrasse. From an article from National Catholic Register, Father DeGrasse said, he said, I just try to do whatever is good to get people to come to church. He noted that the parish has a green mass every year to celebrate the Philadelphia Eagles. And yes, they play on Eagles wings and any other hymns that are remotely eagle themed. Parishioners show up in their jerseys and go home with a green candle after mass. Now, that is amazing. Annually, he holds a Holy Smokes night on the church lawn where 200 some men come out for a complimentary cigar and hear him give a talk. What did he say? He said, I try to make church more casual and approachable with that kind of stuff to make people feel connected. Let me see here. Let me see what my favorite quote from him is. He said, okay. He told the Register that he did the same thing when Taylor Swift came to the City of Brotherly Love.
He laughed so hard at this.
While businesses started advertising Swift drinks and all these Swift things, he said, he posted a sign saying that the church would be having Swift masses. I try to catch on to whatever is happening in the area and build up the hype. Honestly, Father DeGrasse,
it's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. It's sweet that he's like, hey, people are really excited about this guy coming.
About X.
And so
let's hop on it. It is in the world of how many people are posting insanely weird AI things. I do think this wasn't that serious. And I do think, in one of his quotes, he said, everybody from the 99-year-old woman to the 10-year-old boy were coming up after mass saying, that's hilarious. We love that picture of LeBron. And then on this post, there's a handful of people who must be his parishioners commenting we love you, Father. You're our favorite. He seems to be building quite the community. And who knows, what the specific charism of this church, and what the vibes are. The green mass are giving certain directions here. But his parish seems to be really loved by him, and he seems to be very loved by them. And so it seems harmless enough in the era of Pope Leo having a lot to say about AI. Is it an interesting move? Yeah. Yeah.
Is it a choice?
Yeah. And would I have maybe posted? No. But in the wider context of that being a really big push and silly social medias being a movement right now, he didn't post anything politically insane. He didn't post anything outwardly insanely offensive. He didn't post LeBron consecrating the Eucharist. Okay. It was him posing after mass, which is probably the picture they would have taken if LeBron would have showed up to mass. It wasn't editing him into a certain part of it.
The mass.
So I don't feel that it was deeply offensive.
And that's just us.
Now,
so will Father DeGrasse be raised up on eagle's wings? Probably. Can I tell you something else crazy? Yeah.
In real celebrity showing up in the church news, this came across my desk, my Instagram feed. Did you see? Probably not, because nobody has been talking about this except myself. Selena and her boo.
See.
Thank you.
Saw them praying. Yep.
Yeah. So they are gallivanting, and it seems to be everywhere. But they were photographed in what, from intensive Google searches, is telling me is the Duomo. In the photo of them snuggling up, praying with hardly anybody in there. So did they rent it? It's never empty. Seemingly praying or just admiring the beauty of the altar. this is going to be her moment.
Yeah,
people are going to be reached out to. Yeah,
Exactly.
This is big. You can't be posting pictures of yourself in a church, Selena.
Exactly.
Nobody is commenting about it. I was shook when I saw it in the scroll through.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely shooked. Shaken to my core.
Shaken. I was shaken. I was shooken. I was verklempt. So
100%. So Selena, why ever you were in there, for whatever reason you decided to step into a Catholic church, welcome, girl. What up?
Welcome.
Plenty
girl.
of room.
And
Plenty of room at the
There's
end.
Plenty of room at the table. All are welcome.
Oh.
All are welcome. All are welcome in this place.
Isn't that him, Loki Band?
Yeah. And he will raise you up on eagle's wings, bear you on the breath of dawn.
This is a funeral now.
Make you to shine like the what?
The sun.
And hold you in the palm of his hands.
Woo.
Thanks, LeBron.
Wow, we feel it tonight.
Thank you, LeBron.
We feel God in this Chili's. Important follow-up to the Olive Garden. I know everybody's been waiting to see if we got our passes. None of us did. And Chanel, I have something to tell you.
Yeah.
Juliana and I both got in line right away because we were going to try to get you one and give it to you as a belated birthday present. And now, like, there's nothing else I could give you. You know what I mean?
Now that you've told me that, there is nothing else.
No, because that was
won't
the
be impressed.
perfect gift.
I won't be impressed by anything else.
Yeah, I know. So I just wanted you to know that that's where our hearts were.
Well, for
and hopefully
everyone
it's the thought that counts.
For everyone watching, the thought did not count. Chanel is disappointed. So
perfect.
There we go.
Sounds good. What if I just take you to Olive Garden one time for unlimited bottomless pasta?
Maybe. Probably. There's a 90% chance I'll be into that.
I think that would work.
So, yeah. So, you guys.
I love it. Are you ready to actually talk about the stuff?
Thank you, LeBron. Yes, I am.
Thank you, LeBron. Thank you, Selena.
Let's dive into our stories. We're anti-depressing and we're diving into our stories. We missed you guys. It's been a week and we're so happy to be back with our story.
Oh, pretty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For our first story, the girls are fighting. It's influencer gate. A store
influencers are fighting.
The influencers are fighting. So there is a store in Nantucket. Now people are like, well, why should I care about Nantucket? Well, stay with me here. There is a store in Nantucket that has a controversial sign that local business owners are outraged about, and social media and the like. The sign is a simple dark board created by a local artist bearing the words, "No influencers," in a nautical gold script posted in the middle of the store. This is according to People. This made it all the way to People.
Yeah, it's turning up.
Yeah. And so it's in the store, Four Winds Craft Guild store. They have a big sign that says no influencers. And it really just kind of looks like, it's the same font as like the restroom is here sign.
Yeah.
Like it's really not seeming like it's a super big deal upon first blush. But who are we to say that? Because influencers and the like, social media, flustered, so frustrated, saying
people are mad.
First of all, the store is anti-feminist. Second of all, how dare they? And third of all, how dare they? So the anti-feminist of it all is interesting to me because essentially people are saying, okay, in a kind of job that's made up of mostly women, right? Perceivably influencers, even though men are influencers too. We have like gym influencers, men that cook, whatever.
But the people making the most money off of influencing are women. Yeah.
Usually people associate influencers with women. They're saying, hey, by saying no influencers, you're anti-woman, you're anti-feminist. Now, upon first blush, now maybe I'll go to sleep and think something differently once I rest on it. But upon first blush, I thought, this is kind of a really extreme take. I thought when I saw the sign, I thought it just kind of meant, hey, like it was kind of tongue in cheek, like, hey, our stuff is so popular, like maybe just appreciate it and you don't have to really make a whole stink about it, you know, like just kind of be here. Maybe don't like bring your ring light. It's just kind of, you know, just kind of buy it or get out, which essentially the owner of the store said, hey, I don't really, it's not that deep. I just was kind of, you know, I don't really need influencers. I just kind of thought it was funny. So yeah, he just kind of said it was often more directed at those he often encounters in his store, that don't even look up from their phones. So it was less meant to be like persecutory and more just like, hey, be present, like buy it or don't buy it, but just be present. So those are my thoughts, but what are yours? Because this whole thing has really just thrown me for a loop. And probably once I go to bed tonight again, maybe tomorrow I'll have a different opinion. But today, my opinion is that's kind of a really hot take. And I just don't know if it's that deep.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. One, I think that putting up a sign that says like no influencers is a really broad category of people. That's kind of intense. Like, if they were like, no content creating in our store. Okay. Like, no, whatever, no filming in our store. Fair. You know, like that's what you're saying. Like that's the gist of it. No is filming? Like, yeah, we don't want you filming with like our patrons in the background or us in the background, whatever your thing is, to do it as that. But like, if they were just to post like, I don't know, like no accountants. Like it's weird to just say no blank of like someone's job. I think that's like kind of strange. However, I do understand that like, or if you were like no making TikToks, I don't know. I'm like, I would love to make that ban in like the airport when you're just trying to walk and there's a bunch of like 12-year-old girls making TikToks next to you. Like I think there's some validity to what they're saying. And it's fair. Like his quote, one of his quotes, he said, like, I feel sometimes my, I don't know. Okay. I feel sometimes my store is used as someone's background, a stage, which is fair. Like if it's, you feel like it's just constantly like being filmed and it's in the background of your stuff. If an influencer though is like posting about your store, it is going to get you more customers, you would think. And maybe they just don't want that. They don't want like flooding in to Nantucket. I don't know the vibe. Certain cities in certain areas are just kind of like that, where they're like, we want our stuff. We don't need a bunch of people. But the debate is really happening mainly publicly between the owners of the store and then, what is her name? Paige. Yes. What is her last name? I can't remember.
Like it's Lorenzo.
Paige Paul.
Paige.
I think she just got married.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Paige Lorenz just got married. Okay. So she said, mocking women when they become powerful in a new industry isn't new. It's just a strange message coming from a store that celebrates a craft with such a rich history of women shaping the island and its economy. I think the main thing for her response is apparently she creates content that's mainly about Nantucket because she lives there. And so her like she just opened, she owns the company Dairy Boy, and she just opened a storefront on Nantucket. And so I think she felt personally attacked, which is why she replied in the way that she did, and why there's now this like weird debate where like the store owner's like, I literally was not thinking of that person when I posted the thing, but everybody on the internet was like, this shop in Nantucket wants no influencers, they are attacking her, is like the narrative that came away from it. And so I think that's why then social media took to, well, this is like an anti-woman take because she had pointed out that this is like a female-dominated field, you know. Do I think it's that deep and this is some like anti-women hating sign? No. Do I think that what he's saying is valid? That like the influencing in public can get a little extreme? Yeah. But are people making like good money and like providing a living for themselves and their families off of it? Yeah. A more fascinating conversation, in my opinion, is happening on social media right now, which is like all of the laws that are coming up about children and content, which we're not going to talk. We didn't put it as one of our main stories today, but it's just something I've been seeing. Have you slowly seen like the trend of people sharing, like influencers and people who do not share their kids sharing like, hey, this is actually why I don't share my kids, because there's a bunch of laws right now trying to be put into place, like in Tennessee and other places, that if your child is going to be in content, that they need to be paid. And they have like child labor laws being set up for like the kids of influencers, which is really fascinating. So I do think like, does influencer culture as a whole need to be kind of looked at and evaluated? 100%, because it's like a new industry with no regulation.
3,000%. And I think like, you know, speaking of that too, I've started this new thing where, okay, a while ago, I heard someone say, hey, using kids, and this could be like a point, but for another day, but using kids as memes is weird. Like,
so weird.
Like, even though a kid is a meme, right? Like that kid that's like, I love corn, you know, it's corn.
Yeah.
That little, he was so cute.
He's so
but
cute.
Like
but
using a child as a
weird.
meme that kind of like spreads the child around is kind of weird. And so I was thinking about that. And then I was, for those that have listened for a while, I've been like taking a little break from social media for the past couple months. And I like went on social media and I saw on Instagram and I saw this mom that, like you said, had posted a video like, hey, and the question was, why don't you post more pictures of your kids? And it was like her hugging her child, but you couldn't see the child's face. And then it was like 50 people. And then it was like 100 people. And then it was 3,000 people surrounding her. And then it was 10,000 people. And it was just them in the middle. And it was kind of showing like all those people have access to somebody who's completely innocent, right?
Yeah.
And kind of has no skin in the game. And so it is very interesting. So now I have this new rule with myself where as soon as I see anything on social media with a child, I just scroll. I don't care if it's like, I don't care what it is. I'm not watching anything with kids because I just don't even, I can't even do it anymore.
It is crazy.
And we can't pretend that we don't actually know the dangers of presenting a person online, because I know that this podcast will exist online and like it's just going to exist. And so, so it's a dangerous game. Now, does that have anything to do with the influencer sign? Maybe not. But the thing here though is just be careful about what you do online.
Yeah. And I do think like it's fair that the store owner is like, influencer culture is out of control.
Because
that's what I was talking about.
And it is out of control.
Yeah, that is fair. Like there is a level to which like certain, and there are some influencers that don't do that, don't use their kids, don't film people in public, don't, you know, like they're doing all of the thing. And like those are the people that you should go and follow. And like, because they're the ones that we want to be successful. But yeah, it's a fascinating conversation. And honestly, we need to find like a specialist in this field and have them on to talk to us about it, because it is such an interesting conversation that's happening right now. And honestly, our next story that we're going to talk about is also like a really interesting social media kids conversation that's happening right now. That one like article about New York.
Yeah, exactly. So for our next story, the Attorney General in New York, yes, that New York. No, I'm just joking. There's only one New York.
The New York you're thinking of.
The New York that you're thinking of.
That Chanel Shaw hails from.
Yes, I'm very cool. I tell people that to be cool. Has passed the Safe for Kids Act, which essentially is a digital safety law that protects minors. So, here's the deal. Essentially, it requires parental consent to target addictive algorithms at children's feeds. Now, we know that social media is brain rot city. It can be productive, but
we've all rotted our brains.
It's essentially brain rot. It's brain rotopia. And people have known this. Young people, mental health wise, are falling into more depression, more isolation, less connection. Social media used to be, which I saw an interesting video a couple months ago that said, like, there used to be, not social media, but it was called like social networking, right? And it used to have like actually community-based promise, but now it's social media. It's just media. It's just content. There is hardly any connection anymore.
100%.
And for adults that can maybe sometimes, even not all the time, kind of parse our brains to kind of see, okay, this is not real. Maybe I need to take a break. Maybe I'm trying to get too many dopamine hits. I need to go for a walk, whatever it is. There are children that have no idea how to do that, how to take a pause.
Totally.
How to understand that this is completely an algorithmic, thing that's causing them to constantly, like, when they put down their phone, to pick it up again. And so hopefully the point of this law is to just, set parameters for young people so they can still enjoy social media, but and actually also stand up to big media, and stop them from manipulating children, but then also provide parameters so young people can enjoy it without being like roped in. The main thing though is that it's here in an article from News 10. The research is clear that there's a disturbing link between prolonged social media use and youth depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation.
Oof.
Very, very scary stuff. Keeping kids online with content they didn't sign up for has nothing to do with free speech or an open internet. It's a cash grab. Essentially talking about the algorithm, which keeps pulling children in based on things that they may have liked, tracking them without their consent, using private information. And so all of this just kind of melded into influencer culture all around. It's just how much can we and should we regulate these things? I do think that this is like a really good move. Just for our podcast specifically talks about a lot of mental health. So from that angle, I think I do agree as an adult that sometimes I find myself looking at my phone and then all of a sudden I put my phone down and then I'm picking it up again. And I don't even know 100%. How I got back on.
Like, why is it in my hand again?
Like, I don't even know how I got back on there. And so I think this is a great move for young people who are seeking way more like dopamine hits than I am.
I completely agree.
To just have a pause. What do you think as a person that actually has children?
Yeah, I think this is great. I think the longer your child can not have a smartphone, the better they're going to be. Because we're like the first generation to be having them from a young-ish age. And we're all kind of struggling with it. And like everybody, like, have you seen that it's like really trendy right now to go back to having just like a house phone?
Yeah.
Like, or like a dumb phone, like just getting a flip phone or using your cell phone as a house phone. Like now everybody's making products where it's like, this will put your phone in a box that you have to lock. It like have to have a certain passcode, but you don't know the passcode.
And you don't
like,
realize how crazy that sounds.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Because we can't have no self-control. And it's so true what you're saying. And then like, you think of a younger person trying to navigate this and like, the algorithm, like we always joke when we'll see things on Instagram and like send them to each other, and we'll be like, I like built this algorithm brick by brick, because you did. And you see the weirdest, most random stuff that you think is hilarious that someone else might not even like think is funny at all. Like, but it's all so catered to you. And then to be a young person, and like, there's been a lot of cases that have happened where a child has like self-harmed and they've looked through like their TikTok and their Instagram, and it was like filled with all this content. And it's like, because as soon as you start to watch a video for longer to whatever, then you're like push all this other content. And because social media content is not regulated well, there is all of this like dark, really intense stuff on social media. So then you're getting shown that. And it's like, it's worse than like, I don't know, when we were younger, I feel like everybody was like, don't fall in with the wrong friends. Now it's like, you could have the best friends in the world at school, but if you go home and your algorithm, which you probably spend more time with than your friends, is feeding you all of this like really negative, really like dark stuff, then that's what you're surrounded with. Like it's like that phrase we always used to hear in youth group, that like you're the sum of the 5 people closest to you. It's like, I feel like we're starting to become the sum of our algorithm. Like what we see is who we are becoming.
And that's really scary. There. It is very
scary. Really scary.
And yeah, and as anti-depressing, for people listening, you know, our whole aim of our podcast is to talk about faith and mental health. And obviously recognizing the harms that things, like there are obvious goods, to social media, right? To media, 100%. Right? Knowledge, there's positive input, there's people across the world that otherwise I wouldn't have been able to have access to.
Yes. And there's people awesome. Putting out beautiful Catholic content on Instagram, like and on TikTok. Like they are, you know.
And there's also slop and just
danger.
Dopamine factory, like endorphin factories. And, you know, and to be a person, even people that are older, like I'm in my 30s, and sometimes like I had to be like, I'm going to delete this app because I just like can't do it. And for those that are listening, that have babies around, I'm going to give you like a 5-second warning, because I'm going to say something that, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, in Florida, there's a law actually that that they just passed a little while ago, where if you're a person that's looking for pornographic material, you have to age verify yourself. Which works similarly to this law that they passed in New York, but it's pointing on the fact that like young people can't distinguish like good content and bad content. They just can't. And so you have to, I don't know how the age verification works exactly with this particular law in Florida, but I believe that you have to enter your driver's license information or do like a facial scan where they scan how old you are, and they keep asking you. And that's for all pornographic sites once you log on in Florida. And so it's just, so if you're listening now, you can hop on back, but it's just
kids are welcome now.
Kids are welcome now, but it's just interesting, you know, it's like we're acknowledging the harm that these things can do to people who don't have nuance, you know, to be able to say like, oop, it's time for me to shut this down, or like, oop, this isn't good for me.
Totally.
And I think that's a great thing.
It is. And I think like the more regulations on this, the better. At the end of the day, I think the mistake that could be made by parents is like trusting that like laws and like social media organizations are going to have your child's best interest at heart, and that they're going to fully protect them. Like one, we know, if you've watched any documentaries or just kind of like realize the patterns, that social media platforms do not have your children or your best interests at heart. They want to make money, and that's it. Like their businesses. These laws are going to try their best, but they're not going to save your kid from everything. And like the ultimate thing is like, as not fun as it is, and I'm sure as my kids get older, as not fun as it's going to be to like be like, we are actually not going to have smartphones, or we're going to have very strict limits on like what we have access to, because younger and younger kids are getting access to like just open YouTube, like even kids YouTube, like anybody can actually post a YouTube video and check that it's for kids, no matter what is. And YouTube like verifies, but they really don't. And so it is like chaos on there. And same with like all social media. Like if they're just scrolling on your phone, you just need to be like really careful with like if they get on a certain app and are just scrolling and can like see something. Because like once a kid sees something, they saw it. Like you can't erase that from their brain. We don't have those like Men in Black buttons. I wish I had that for myself. Some days where I'm like, dang, I wish I never saw that.
I wish I could just like rewind to where I said I was going to sit down and pay my bills and like not be distracted by my television. But yeah, dude.
It's so true. It's a wild time to be living in. And like no one's going to protect your kids as well as you are at the end of the day.
No one's going to protect your kids as well as you. Shout out to the parents, guardians out there. No one's going to protect yourself
as well as you.
And no one's going to protect you as much as you. If you need to delete that app, delete it, babe. I promise it's not that. For something that is super important, though, to me and to you and to your husband and to pretty much everyone in our immediate circle,
this is the news of the century.
This is the news of the century. The couple, the darlings of 2026, Zendaya and Tom Holland. Their movie is finally coming out tomorrow, Spider-Man Brand New Day.
You know what's crazy when you say their movie is coming out? It's like also The Odyssey came out last week and they were both in that.
Yeah, also The Odyssey.
They are doing it.
They're killing it. They're killing it, as they should. And have I seen The Odyssey? No. Am I trying to see that once I feel better? You better be tootin'. I'm going to be sitting
I love movies
3
like
hours ready for it. But Brand New Day is coming out. As you are listening to this, it is out. I hope that you go see it. I will go see it. And we darn know that Steven, Jasmine's husband, will be there.
Yeah, he'll be all up in that.
Yeah. And so I have only actually watched one half of a trailer because I think I got distracted. So I thought it would be fun for us to just kind of predict the plot. Okay. Because we're going to try to stay off and see.
You've seen the last one?
I have not. I honestly.
You didn't see the one that came out before this?
Nope. And
then you're not going to be able to predict the movie.
No, and I have not seen the new one for Avengers Doomsday.
Okay, I have not seen Doomsday, but I saw the Spider-Man that is right before. So you haven't seen the Spider-Man where like Tobey Maguire and whatever his name is, they are in it?
I'm sorry.
I thought that.
I thought you meant have I seen the newest trailer for this one?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. You've seen the previously most recent Spider-Man movie. Okay, yes. Okay. So nobody knows who he is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm really interested about. I don't actually care about. Ooh, I'm gonna say something crazy.
Ooh, okay.
I actually really like Marvel and I like their movies.
Okay, here we go.
Disclaimer. When it comes to Tom Holland and Zendaya, I am going to this movie to watch their relationship. And like everything else is a bonus. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to a romance movie. I am going to the movie where a man who's in love with a woman who has forgot that he exists, but he knows her and knows their entire love story. And he is now going to have to try to re-show her that they loved each other. And I'm curious if like he's going to have to tell her the whole thing, if at a certain point she's going to get her memory restored, if like their love is strong enough that it can break like I wouldn't call it a curse. I'm getting very Once Upon a Time.
No, it is. It's giving curse. Yeah.
It's giving Once Upon a Time. And I love this for us. It's giving classic Disney, girl forgets guy. And now he needs to like convince her that they're in love. And that is what I care about. I have heard critics saying that this is the best live action Spider-Man movie that has ever existed. Crazy,
honestly,
right?
I have heard that as well. I have also heard that this Spider-Man movie has premiered on Rotten Tomatoes, which I can double check, with a 98% or something crazy like that.
Insane. People are shook.
Insane. So
what can't they do? What do you think's going to happen? Because I only care about the love story. Do you actually have plot thoughts?
My quick prediction of the plot, just based on the half of a trailer that I saw, and we can splice this with what the actual movie ends up being about like a week from now. So Peter, it starts with Peter like throwing a basketball, like he's gonna be laying in his bed and he's gonna be like throwing a basketball or something like that.
Would you think he's still bawling?
His bed or something like that. Even though like he's an adult now, so I don't know. And then like he's
still grappling with his childhood,
and
lots
then
of
he'll
trauma.
like throw it or something. And he'll get stuck on his spider webs, and then he'll try to like get it unstuck, and it will fall and hit a picture of Aunt May. And the picture of Aunt May will fall because she died last movie. Rip.
Yeah.
And the picture of Aunt May will fall, and then it's just him kind of with his hand in his head, and he's like,
"Wow, we are gonna go scene for scene."
Okay, I'll speed. And so then, yada yada yada, he stands up and he does like a little stretch, and then it's like a behind shot of him doing a little stretch, and then he puts on the Spider-Man outfit, then he fights bad spider people, and then we speed up. It shows kind of a montage of him going home every day and like not having anyone in his life.
So sad.
And he misses his friends. And then somehow there's ninjas, which I think I saw in the trailer.
Okay.
And then somehow Venom shows up. Don't know how. And then somehow he connects with MJ and his friend. And then somehow Sadie Sink from Stranger Things is in it. I don't know.
I've heard that, but she's playing a character that they have not announced.
They have not announced yet. So somehow she's in it. And then maybe the X-Men show up. And then at the end of it, MJ dies, and then he ends up with Sadie Sink, who's Gwen Stacy. No, hear me out.
I don't think they're gonna do it. Because I do not think they physically can kill it. Like, everyone loves them.
At all the premieres, Zendaya has been wearing black. And she's
and then when she was in China, she wore white, which is their color of mourning.
Color for mourning.
I think it's because it's their last Spider-Man movie. I just honestly cannot see a scenario where they actually would kill her off.
So let's tag that.
Is obsessed with
Let's
them.
tag that, you guys, and circle back for when this movie comes out. Who is right?
I'm going to say this. When I watched the Spider-Man movie where Aunt May dies, I remember exactly where I was.
Yeah.
And
it was pretty traumatic.
I was extremely pregnant with my second child. And I don't know why I was by myself. I watched it, and when I tell you I threw my laptop, I shut the laptop, I threw it, and I ran out to where my husband was, and I was like, why would you tell me to watch that movie? This is horrible. It took everything from me. And Tom Holland is such a convincing sad boy actor. I can't go there emotionally right now.
So
Chanel.
I do think Zendaya dies. And I think that Sadie Sink is Gwen Stacy, and they fall in love. Similar to Into the Spider-Verse, where Gwen Stacy and Miles Morales. So I do feel like they fall in love.
I can't.
And I feel that MJ dies, you guys, and I feel that MJ dies, and she dies as soon as she remembers who Peter Parker is.
No, that's so mean.
That's what I think, because that's what I think. And so, and I feel that, like, Peter's gonna be like, or it's going to be this. Peter's going to be like infected with venom or something. Not venom like snake, but like venom like other spider. And so it's going to be infected with whatever. And something bad's going to happen or something. And MJ is going to have a memory of like, oh, this is Peter Parker. This is blah, blah, blah. He's a good guy, and try to help him. And by accident, she's going to pass away. And then something. But we're not doing the multiverse anymore, because they said they're not doing that, because they're not putting people through that. Because
they heard the plea of Chanel
heard
Shaw.
The cries of the poor that we cannot take it anymore. Can't do the multiverse. But that's what I think is going to happen. I do think MJ is going to die. Quote it, clock it. I think he's going to fall in love with Sadie Sink, who is Gwen Stacy. And that's it.
Wow.
And there she blows. She's closing the door.
That's a hot take, you guys.
That's my hot take.
I'm excited to process this movie after, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of mental health stuff. There has been in every one of those movies. And like the idea of being forgotten. There's a lot that's going to be here. So everybody look out for me.
Don't get on the internet until you watch it.
I know.
But in the meantime,
this is so stressful.
The only reason you should have Wi-Fi connection is to listen to our show, because the world can be a little bit depressing. But thank God
we aren't. And hopefully neither is the Spider-Man movie.
Yes. God bless you.
Bye.